Talk to him.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold.
To the question of the day. Yes, Lord. Question of the day. Why don't marriage-minded people meet? So for this one, we're gonna go into the great world of TikTok. Yeah, we finna go into the great world of TikTok for this one. And we're gonna watch a couple of videos, and then I want to have a discussion about this concept, right? Because I oftentimes say on my platform that there's good at different times, depending on the topic. I always say there's plenty of good brothers out here, and I always say there's good women out here, and I discuss, if there's an abundance or if it's rare or not. But I'll oftentimes say, the existence of these types of people is real. And you hear a lot of single people talking like that isn't the case. And so we're going to watch a couple of TikTok videos, one from a man and one from a woman. And what we searched is looking for a wife, looking for a husband. And these are a couple of the videos that came up. So we're going to hear the mind state of a man who is single and looking for a wife, but he discusses other things and nuances around what he won't, tolerating all of that. Y'all will see. And then we're going to watch the video of the woman talking about just how much she going to love on her husband, when and if she's able to secure one. And then we're going to talk about why aren't these types of people running into each other? So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it without further ado and see what's going on.
So people asking like, am I taking applications on a bae? You know what I'm saying? Girlfriend, shorty, wife. Am I single? That type of gist. Well, yes. Yes, I am. But that don't mean I'm gonna fuck with everybody though, cause hey, I don't get down like that. I ain't get to where I'm at in life. I'm making bad decisions. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Just to clarify though, I ain't fucking with nobody right now. I ain't dating nobody. I ain't messing with nobody. I ain't dating nobody. I ain't seeing nobody. None of that. So I'm just being straight up. I didn't make it this far to where I'm at in life by making bad decisions or fucking with people that weren't worth my time. Speaking of which, people ask me, why am I single? And I can give you a multitude of reasons. But the reason why I'm single, and I'm single by choice, is because as a man, right? And I've seen some people say they settled. I'm not even going to be as cliche as that. I'm gonna give y'all real shit. Why I'm single. You want me to make sacrifices for you that you would not want to make for me. And that's just plain and simple. Like, everybody's like, what's your emotional intelligence? Do you have a relationship with God? How's your relationship with your mother? And I'm real about it. I can tell you what it is. If it's a flaw, then it's a flaw to you. I understand that. But y'all be out here wanting people to make sacrifices for you or compromises for you that you know what I'm saying? If they was to bring that to your table, you're like, hell no, cuz. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I feel like in a nutshell, I can go into more detail, but in a nutshell, I feel like that's pretty much why I'm single. Like, you want me to tolerate your bullshit, but don't let me do it. It's a motherfucking problem. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. So all right, people asking like,
so all right, y'all. So that was the male perspective, right? So that was the male perspective of one man who says that he's looking for a wife actively and intentionally, but also he not out here messing with nothing. He not tolerating certain things, and he's fed up with certain things. So he was being genuine and expressing himself. Again, this is from the great world of TikTok. So these are people, just regular people, you and me, hopping on their phones and saying what it is. Some people are doing skits and sketches and saying stuff they think is going to go viral, and some people telling their genuine stories. So we just going to go off of what the content is. But now I'm going to switch over to the young lady who is talking about, I searched looking for, again, we searched looking for a wife and we searched looking for a husband, right? And so this is one of the ladies that popped up that caught my eye, and we just gonna listen to her perspective on the situation, right? Here we go. Hold on. Let's get it.
I don't know about y'all, but I don't want a husband that's gonna bail on me. Cause I'm not gonna be no wife that bail on mine. When I marry my husband, that's it. Like it's gonna be 10 toes down. I don't care if he get cancer. I don't care if he loses his job. I don't care if his mama gets sick. Like I don't care what it is. Like I'ma love my husband like unconditionally. And whatever storms that we go through, I'm gonna be right there. Y'all don't be. Y'all be in these partnerships. Like that's why I'ma love mine. And I'm gonna love him so much. I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna be everything that he need me to be in the time that he need me to be. It is. Some of y'all just want to be there in the good times. I want my husband to love me so much to where he don't question, and I don't question. Um, mm-mm. I'm not gonna bail on my husband. I don't need my husband. I don't want my husband to bail on me. God willingly. Y'all have a good day.
Now check it out, y'all. And this is what I wanted to talk about. So, you know, this the crazy thing. So I watched those were two of the videos that I watched right away after I searched. So like I think that guy's video was, and I'll put the description for both of their TikTok channels in the description when I edit this. But both of their videos I found right away. So that guy's video might have been the second person's video that I watched. And I was like, I'm gonna use this. And then I went to the female side, and her video was the first one I watched. And I was like, wow, because the interesting thing is when you listen to the man that's talking about, him being single by choice and him just not being tolerant of certain things, in the way he spoke about it, even with the inflection in his voice changing and his body language and everything, it was one of those situations where he was speaking from the experiences that he's had, right? So that leads me to believe or draw the conclusion or even make the assumption that this brother has at least had one or multiple experiences that are in alignment with kind of what he was saying he won't put up with. You see? And so with that being said, a lot of the things he said he looking for, or that he said that women now want him to make sacrifices that they would never make for him. So when I played the woman's video, she talked about how she would never bail on her husband. She don't care if he gets sick. She was literally going down essentially the list of vows that you take when you get married, and she sound like a full-fledged, or sounds like a full-fledged wife, right? Or a woman who is fit to be a wife. I don't know this woman personally, but if she isn't capping and she's a good sister, she's going to attract a husband for sure, because her behavior is in alignment. Her mentality is in alignment. I told y'all, we don't have a connectivity issue. There's a sustainability issue. And the way people think and view things oftentimes is what lets you know if they're conducive for longevity or if every situation they have is going to have an expiration date. It all comes down to the way you think and the way you look at things. So her going into a situation saying when she get a husband, it don't matter what's going on, they gonna figure that out. That mentality, she has the opportunity for sustainability. She meet a man that's in the same mind frame, they gonna figure it out. It's gonna go like how they commanding it to go. I think sometimes we forget we in control. You can't control another person, but you can control your vetting process. You can control how well you pay attention. You can control, not missing them red flags. You can control certain things, you know. So I think that it's interesting, and that's why. And so the question is, why don't marriage-minded people meet? So this man and this woman, for example, if they live in the same city, how come they keep running into the people that's not for them and not each other? What do y'all think that is? I'm interested to know. I wanted this question today to kind of be open-ended so that y'all that watch it can kind of jump in the comments and talk to me. Or so just, let me know so we can have a conversation. And even for other content creators that see this question, y'all can use it, clip it, reach out to me, bring me up. We could talk about it. But I definitely am interested to take a census on this one. My opinion, why don't these people meet? I think that good women oftentimes these days are in the house and they are in places where intentional men don't go. So intentional men oftentimes are in places like the gym, home, work, home, in the gym, and then they go out for certain activities and stuff like that. So you may catch somebody with a good mind and some good intentions that's happen to be on a bro trip, and you run into the single sister that's in alignment with you. That happens these days. People doing a lot more traveling. You have, but a lot of times those places are where intentional men go. Intentional men are often very simple. You know what I mean? Versus where the women, for example, that are the good women or women that are fit to be wives, a lot of times they be to themselves. I know my type, and my type would definitely be one that's fit to be a wife. They to themselves. They got their little circle of friends. They got their little cute little things they do. Their little brunches, their little outings. You know, you might catch them at the bookstore, the library, shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So a lot of times they just not in the same places at the same time. This is my theory. I have nothing to back this. I don't necessarily think I'm right. It's just a theory. But I just think somehow they don't go to the same places. And I'm not saying good women or women that's fit to be wives that are single don't hit the gym. But a lot of times a to myself type of, you know, I'm kind of just doing my thing and staying out the way and I'm not seeking no attention. A lot of times those women in the gym, they don't have a tripod with them. You know, and I'm not judging the women because you could be a content creator and be a good woman. I mean, we'll do another piece of content on that, or we could get into that right now. But you know, a content creator by default is seeking attention. By default, I'm not doing this to not get 1 million views, to not get 10 million views, to not get 100 million views. I'm not doing it to not get that amount of views. Is that my goal? Well, but I'm not doing it to not reach as many people as possible, right? So by default, if you're a content creator, you are an attention seeker, and an attention seeking woman is not necessarily, well, pre internet age and pre being able to monetize this shit. An attention seeking woman wouldn't necessarily be a quality of a wife, you see? And so a lot of times the chicks at the gym, at least my type, they're not necessarily, and there's exceptions to every rule, gonna have a tripod with them, or they're not gonna, or if they do, they're not necessarily gonna be the half naked type, right? They'll have on their tights and stuff like that, but they're not doing it crazy. The bottom butt cheek couplet ain't hanging out. You know what I mean? The wedgie, the intentional wedgie ain't out of control to where it's a wedgie in the front and in the back. The you know what I mean? Like they not ODing, right? They're gonna have some element of class to how they putting it together. And I think, you know, as a man, you having that discernment is going to be very important to the results you get out here in playing this field, or you know, trying to navigate through the landscape of what's going on out here in that dating world, especially if, like I said, you're intentional. You not, because for somebody, honestly, I think the way the landscape of things look right now, if you in the field to play around, shit, it's an oasis. You know what I mean? But if you really trying to find something to sit down and you want it to be real loyal, like loyalty is super important, and you're not really trying to have nobody like playing in your face, playing with your time or playing with your resources, playing with your energy, you got to take your time. Got to take your time. And that go for men and women. Y'all notice I'm not being gender specific. This is something that's like important for both, because this is about why they're not meeting each other. But yeah, that's all I got on that question of the day. I want to hear what y'all got to say. So as y'all watch this, please drop a comment and give me your opinion or your POV on this one, man, for sure.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and now harden the flow.